Israel's war on Gaza. Execution allegations after mass grave found. Palestinian officials accuse Israeli troops of killing at least 30 civilians, execution-style, after blindfolded bodies with hands bound are discovered in a mass grave in northern Gaza. Israel's Benjamin Netanyahu is under mounting pressure from families of captives and the international community to reach a ceasefire deal with Hamas, but he vows to continue the Gaza attack. Any strikes on Iran's territory or its interests or citizens abroad will result in a decisive response, Tehran envoy warns. At least 26,900 people have been killed and 65,949 wounded in Israeli attacks on Gaza since October 7th. The death toll in Israel from the October 7th Hamas attacks stands at 1,139. Gaza healthcare system under attack. The relentless attack on Al-Amal Hospital underscores a pattern of systematic assaults on healthcare facilities, threatening Gaza's entire healthcare system. Following previous attacks on Al-Shifa Hospital and the Indonesian hospital, Nasser Hospital and Al-Amal Hospital in Khan Yunis have endured a military siege for the past 10 days. Israeli forces, including tanks, attack drones, and heavy machine guns, have targeted the medical compound, resulting in casualties and rendering the hospital inoperative. Today, the situation escalated as Israeli forces stormed the hospital, leading to the tragic death of a security guard. The ongoing assault poses a grave threat to the availability of essential medical care in the region. Israeli army raids Islamic Jihad weapons hub in Gaza. The Israeli army announces a raid on a weapons manufacturing plant west of Khan Yunis, targeting an Islamic Jihad weapons hub. According to the Army's statement on Telegram, the raid resulted in the destruction of a workshop used for producing various weapons, including long-range rockets, anti-tank missiles, mines, and explosive devices. Additionally, a tunnel network under the site was demolished as part of the operation. Shocking discovery of dozens of dead bodies. Alarming reports emerge of at least 30 bodies discovered dumped inside a schoolyard in northern Gaza. Witnesses recount the harrowing scene, describing the bodies as decomposed and bearing signs of restraint, including blindfolds and bound hands and legs. The disturbing discovery adds to the grim toll of the ongoing conflict in the region, raising urgent questions about the circumstances surrounding the deaths. Escalating casualties in Gaza. Gaza's health ministry reports a staggering toll of 150 Palestinians killed and 313 wounded in the past 24 hours alone, underscoring the intensification of the conflict and the mounting humanitarian crisis in the region. Appeal for UNRWA funding. 15 leaders of United Nations agencies and humanitarian aid organizations issue a plea urging countries that paused funding for UNRWA to reconsider their decisions. The appeal underscores the critical need for continued support to alleviate the worsening humanitarian situation in Gaza. Tragic death at Al-Amal Hospital. An Al-Amal Hospital security employee in Khan Yunis is shot dead by the Israeli military, as confirmed by the Palestine Red Crescent Society. The incident further exacerbates tensions and raises concerns about the safety of medical personnel in conflict zones. Israeli Army's use of seawater in Gaza. The Israeli army acknowledges flooding tunnels in Gaza with seawater for several weeks, highlighting a new tactic in its military operations. The move adds a layer of complexity to the conflict and underscores the evolving dynamics of warfare in the region. Al-Aqsa Hospital targeted again. Al-Aqsa Hospital in northern Gaza is shelled for the second time in 48 hours, with Dr. Mohammed Salha confirming the attack at dawn. This marks the fourth targeting of the medical facility since the onset of the conflict, raising concerns about the safety of patients and medical personnel. Critical services under threat. Dr. Mohammed Salha underscores the essential role of Al-Aqsa Hospital in providing obstetrics and gynecology services to citizens in the northern Gaza Strip. The repeated attacks jeopardize crucial healthcare services amid the ongoing crisis. Patient describes panic. Abdul Rahman Abu Sida, a patient at Al-Aqsa Hospital during the attack, recounts the distress caused by the shelling. The repeated strikes exacerbate the already precarious situation for patients, heightening fears and panic within the medical facility. Israeli forces detain Palestinians in West Bank. Israeli forces reportedly detained 15 Palestinians across the occupied West Bank, as reported by the Palestinian news agency Wafa. Detentions include individuals from Qalqilia, Nablus, Bethlehem, Kalandia refugee camp, East Jerusalem, and Karbatha Bani Harith village. The arrests contribute to heightened tensions in the region amidst ongoing conflict. Alarming detention figures in West Bank. Prisoners' rights group Adamir reveals startling statistics, reporting 6,420 detentions in the occupied West Bank since October 7th. Most arrests occurred in Hebron, with detainees including 215 women, 400 children, and 51 journalists. Shockingly, 3,000 are held under administrative detention without charge, with 7 fatalities reported in prison. Concerns over lack of transparency. Adamir expresses concerns over the lack of transparency regarding detainees in Gaza, as Israeli authorities deny rights groups access to information about them. The total number of detainees in Israeli prisons now surpasses 8,800, including over 3,290 held under administrative detention. The data highlights the ongoing human rights challenges in the region. Israeli soldiers taunt Palestinians at Gaza checkpoint. Israeli soldiers can be heard taunting Palestinian women and children as they passed by a checkpoint to monitor people being forcibly displaced in southern Gaza. The soldiers are also heard mocking leaders of Hamas over the loudspeaker.